Hello MMO world. This second video is going to go over what the current MMO market is missing. The MMO market is suffering. Not from a lack of MMOs, but from a lack of quality MMOs. This leads to a large amount of players hopping from one MMO to the next to find an MMO they can stick with. I personally believe MMO players do not particularly enjoy jumping from MMO to MMO, buying a new MMO, paying for a new MMO, learning a new MMO. But players are forced to do this when they come to the realization that the current MMO they are playing is failing. So what makes so many of these MMOs fail? The lack of longevity of the MMO and the lack of attention to community and to player feedback. MMOs are quite often designed with little attention to longevity. This usually results in an MMO dying around the 2 to 3 month mark. And to clarify on dying, I mean the population begins to decrease exponentially from this point on. It's certainly understandable that an MMO's population will be at its highest during launch, major patches, and expansions. However, it seems that the current MMO scene revolves around a lot of quick money grabs, rather than gaining a fan base that supports the game and your future projects. Devs take this into consideration when designing the game's content. Why design a game with a ton of content if you plan on screwing over your players with some quick money grab scheme? You have seen everything from a pay-to-win cash op to devs blatantly lying about their game not having pay-to-win. Well, make no mistake, this is a recipe for quick money, a dead MMO, and a player base that now hates you and your game. Too often do I see devs and their community managers take the wrong approach when it comes to their fans. I've seen firsthand what upcoming MMO dev teams do. They latch onto a popular streamer and have that streamer play the game and receive free copies and promote their game. Meanwhile, you have your loyal player base promoting the game for you, funding the game, staying active in the forums for years, having thousands of posts before the game even comes out, but they're ignored. Instead of working with your true fans and supporters of your title, you choose to work with sellouts that will be gone 2 weeks after the release. We all know what sellouts do. They follow the next newest release, the next hottest thing, to keep their viewer count up on their streams. A lot of MMO teams suffer not from the lack of feedback, but the lack of attention to feedback they do receive. MMO communities are probably the single most vocal consumers out there when it comes to providing feedback for a product they're interested in. I personally don't hear a lot of consumers contacting Oreo complaining about the lack of balance between cookie and cream. So, I understand it's hard to take criticism and feedback for something you created. However, I feel as a developer, you miss a lot of what a player sees. Being a player in a game versus being a dev in the game you created, it brings different issues to light. A dev may not feel that there is a balance issue going on, but half the community is talking about it. The dev should see that as a red flag and place a lot of attention on that. So, devs, give players an organized method to provide feedback. And don't just do it to make it seem like you care about your community's voice. You should actually care. Listen to that voice. Pay attention to what they have to say about your work. And use that feedback to create the best damn MMO you can. Until next time.